Welcome to another episode of He Never Whispered Once. I'm Tim, and with me, as always, are the best people on the planet, Anonymous Alex and Jenna. How are y'all this week?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is like a really, really cool episode for me because we brought the other two best people on the planet. We have both of the Crugnolas. Steph and Mike, how are y'all this week?
Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I was good.
I was good until 6:28 p.m. last night.
Maybe it was like 6:40 p.m. last night because we started at about 6:28.
It was exactly. Let's see, 6:15. I was closer.
So I think what Steph and Mike are alluding to is the fact that we picked another, I'll call it aggressive horse movie. We did watch The Horse Whisperer, which I am with you. I thought that this movie was going to be like one step short of documentary. I did not know what I expected to almost fall asleep more than.
Yeah, I was expecting a biopic, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know what I did to deserve this from the Horse Girls. But whatever it is, I'm sorry.
In all honesty, you are just realistically
a victim. I know.
Just a helpless pawn in the game that Steph started by making us read the Red Pony.
I deserve
this. I'm innocent. I am cherubic in my innocence here.
Yeah, I'm not. And wow.
It is baffling to me how many of these horse movies that I start thinking that it's just going to be really, really dull. And then the level of stuff that happens. You know what? I'm gonna let the recap happen, and then we'll go from there before I get too deep into this.
All right. Mike, do you want to take some of this, or do you want me to raw dog the whole thing?
You deserve this. This is your fault. You do it.
Okay. The Horse Whisperer is a 1998 film starring not Bill Pullman or Bill Paxton, as we were confusing Sam Neill with all night. Starring Sam Neill and Scarlett Johansson and Diane Wiest and Robert Redford. It has a cast. So starting this movie, I was ready. I was excited. I didn't know any of them were in it, but as each one of them popped their face up on the screen, I said, oh boy. The first thing I learned in this movie is that Mike has never read the book Ethan Frome, but the picture out the window as the opening credits stopped was when I knew that we were in for a brutal New England ride. Anytime you show snow and a little bit of sadness, things are going to get dark. And boy, do they. Young ScarJo goes out for an early morning ride while dinosaur hunter Sam Neill is still snoozing. And ScarJo and her friend don't make it through the ride. They take a shortcut, which we know is never a good idea.
Not just any friend, by the way.
I'm doing the summary.
That's Kate Bosworth.
You can. Oh, really?
Yes.
I don't know. That's fine. I'm doing the summary. You said I could. All right. So they don't make it. They don't make it through, and it's probably the most violent thing I've ever seen in a film, though the way that they don't make it. But ScarJo is alive, albeit missing part of her leg. The horse, Pilgrim, also alive, albeit missing part of his face in a really gruesome makeup design. And neither child nor horse is doing very well. They are both pretty butthurt about this whole experience, as I think you can understand.
Also leg hurt, also face hurt.
Now, ScarJo's mom, big city business lady, who I thought that she and dinosaur hunter Sam Neill were separated because she's living in New York City and he's living in the town of Ethan Frome. And I guess they're not, because big city business lady comes home and says, wow, we got to do something about our daughter. She's being a real brat. And Sam Neill's like, bro, she just went through a lot. And big city business lady is like, I'm going to fix this because I can fix everything because I have a type A personality that no one watching this movie could possibly ever relate to. So she calls up a man that she found in a magazine. She's a magazine lady, and she looks at all her staff and she says, get me a magazine on horses. All of them. Give me all the horse magazines.
Everything that's ever been written about a horse.
And horse girl Alex shows up and says, here is everything that's ever been written about a horse. And then we go into like a really weird mythological mind melty moment.
The experience of a horse.
And somehow Robert Redford comes out of it. The horse whisperer. He's a magician. Big city business lady calls him and he's like, get wrecked, lady. And she's like, okay, I know what to do about that. I'm going to drive my bratty daughter and her horse out to Montana. And they do that. They surprise Robert Redford. And he's like, I thought I told you I couldn't help you. And she's like, I don't take no for an answer because I'm a big city business lady. And then he says, okay, well, I'll help. Oh, this is also after big city business lady leaves her daughter on the side of a road for like 6 hours until security has to come and be like, hey, your daughter is a little worried about you. And big city business lady is like, oops, okay, I guess I can't sit here crying for hours on end when my daughter and a crazy horse are in my car.
See, that was the only part of the movie that wasn't weird to me.
So they get to the ranch and we're unsure what the relationship between all of these ranchers is. Are they a throuple? Is it Diane Wiest and Robert Redford and then another man? That's what I thought for a while. Turns out Robert Redford and the other cowboy are brothers, and Diane Wiest is Robert Redford's sister-in-law, which is a far less exciting movie than I was expecting. But Robert Redford decides to help the horse, and he does a lot of prolonged eye contact with the horse and with the people. And eventually the horse and the people all fall in love with him, including big city business lady, who decides that maybe she's a farm lady now. Except then Sam Neill, dinosaur hunter, shows up, and apparently they're still actually married and together. And so when they're slow dancing, like real like tummy to tummy action happening, then dinosaur hunter Sam Neill is not using his good perceptive skills because he doesn't see that at all. But then he kind of picks it up when there's a little hand linger, and then the horse is cured and ScarJo gets back on it and everything is good. And big city business lady is like, well, I guess I'll drive the horse back. And dinosaur hunter Sam Neill is like, hey, I know I love you more than you love me. Clearly you love this cowboy. So like, why don't you take a few days to think about it? And she's like, okay. And so she goes to Robert Redford and she says, show me that string trick again, baby. And he says, no, because you got to figure out your life for yourself. And then she drives away.
And he stands there on the hill staring. Still, so much eye contact, but this time he's making eye contact with a car. It just doesn't work as good. Car, the only thing Robert Redford doesn't make fall in love with him.
Yet. Bold.
Yet.
You're right. He's still staring.
That accident scene. We'll get to the end. We'll talk about the end and how much it infuriated me. But the accident scene, I was like, oh man, that horse slid. That sucks.
Yeah.
Oh man, that horse fell. That's worse. Oh, now the kid fell. That's worse. And it just kept compounding. And I'm like, holy crap, that horse just tried to fight an 18-wheeler truck. Like,
But when they showed the horse's leg break,
yeah,
I was like, this is the most violent movie I've ever seen.
Right?
Like
What?
the crack of it. Oh my God. That's when I
The-
messaged you all.
The amount
Yeah.
of times that Tim said, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
during that scene.
Dude, when the horse killed the 18-wheeler driver,
Oh.
like crazy. Like, don't get me wrong, he deserved it. He was driving way
He
too
murked
fast on
that
those
guy.
snowy.
Yeah.
Like that's not as a guy who grew up in snowy roads, that's not how you drive on those.
Okay,
No.
so as the person that read the book as well as the watched the movie, there's a reason the truck driver was there, and I feel like I must not defend him, but explain further why he was on that road. So in the book, what happens is he is driving on the main highway, and he is under a lot of pressure from his boss to deliver the thing, and
He
he's
has a
running
whole
late,
arc
blah,
in
blah,
the
blah.
book.
He's a whole arc, and he gets pulled over by a cop. And when he gives him the fake log, which I learned from this series, I don't know if this is true, it was called a fairy log, which is the fake one. The cop goes, "That show me the real one," because he was a young up-and-comer cop that was going to show his worth. So the guy has to give his real log. It puts him behind schedule because the cop forces him to stop. And so he took the shortcut down the snowy road. So the truck driver has a whole other story arc that just didn't even
So
make
it's
it
capitalism's
into the movie.
fault?
They
It's
both
capitalism's
take no,
fault.
it's Shortcut's fault. They both take shortcuts.
Yeah, but at least like the kids are doing it for fun. The guy has no choice. He has to, or he's gonna
Gotta
get
get
in
there.
trouble.
And
it's
it's almost
also-
like Christmas, so.
Yeah, it's also some nameless corporation can make money for shareholders.
So the other thing when we had that conversation, because she told me about fairy logs, and I was like, I don't know what that is. That
Same.
sounds like another weird horse.
Go
term.
on.
Yeah. And then we were talking about the end, and I was like, I don't understand why she did what she did. Why did she say one last ride and then just get in the car and leave? Why
That's
didn't she
the
just
ride.
say? Why didn't she just say what she was feeling though? Like, why wasn't she just honest? Right?
Because it's
And-
easier to know and harder to
Easier.
say, according
Yes.
to sexy Robert Redford.
Right, which means she took the coward's way out.
Yeah.
And so what I said was that I need answers. I demand answers. And I was like, and it's not even what she wanted to do. She wanted to stay with Robert Redford. So she,
Did she?
she took the dishonest way out.
Did she?
Did she?
though?
Because if she
Yeah.
did, she would have.
Because I feel like we've all gone on vacation and been like, wow, I could live like this forever. Things are slow and amazing. And then by like day 3 of vacation, I'm like, oh my God, give me something happening. This New York City lady is not going to be happy in Montana. I'm sorry.
No,
She's
especially
just not.
yeah, because she was London lady before that.
Right.
So
she's been
she's just
world
not-
lady.
She's built different, Tim.
Mhm.
All right. If you say, but I decided that I needed answers and she needed to be held accountable for her decision. And then Alex said, yeah, the ending didn't translate because you don't know what she's thinking like you do in the book. So I did go download the audiobook. So
Oh.
I do have
What is
every
she
intention
thinking?
of-
Nice.
I don't know yet. I don't know. I haven't listened to
we'll
it
do a
yet.
follow-up.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what.
Yeah,
that's
no
what's gonna
spoilers. We can't
No.
do spoilers on this show.
happen.
So
But like,
I
what's
have
up with
a
Robert Redford though? Because he only ever falls for these women, like that he.
Yeah,
that
he's
it's
got a type.
unsustainable. His last wife was from Chicago, and she likes the big city life, and she couldn't be a rancher's wife,
and she wasn't even dead.
and she wasn't even dead.
I
We both
thought for
she was
sure.
dead. We both thought
Yeah.
for sure
Okay.
she was dead.
I thought for sure she was dead. I thought for sure Sam Neill and high power business lady were separated. Like
Yeah.
I fell into all the same traps. It sounds like y'all did.
You know what I thought at the very beginning? I thought we were doing like some sort of time travel movie because in my mind there was no way that the opening picture of ScarJo and Sam Neill could possibly be in the same century as an automatic coffee maker. So I was like really thrown off by the very, very beginning. Also, please tell me that the rest of you have read Ethan Frome and that I'm not just throwing that out like,
Okay.
no.
To tell you how cultured I am, when you first said Ethan Frome, I thought the Sausage King of Chicago. But then I remembered that was Abe Froman from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
So
Different.
no, I have not. I have not read Ethan
Okay,
Frome.
someone in your listener base is going to have read Ethan Frome, and those jokes are going to land so good.
I hope so for you. Because this
Basically,
is the
Ethan Frome is an Edith Wharton book, and it's like turn of the century New England dread. And it's this guy, and he hates his life, and he hates his wife, and he hates everything. And then he goes sledding because he's maybe having an affair. It's been a long time since I've read it. Or he wants to have an affair, so he goes sledding, and then he crashes and dies. And instead, this movie, the sleds were horses. But it was basically the same movie.
So it's Ethan Frome is just like the prequel to Casper.
Yeah, basically.
Cool.
So Alex, you read the book. Did you
Yes.
see the movie when it came out?
I did. I saw the movie. I should not have. I saw the movie when it came out, and I was like 9. And then I read the book a few years after that. So it's been a while for both.
So you went the way most of us as children did, where you saw the popular media and then did the book.
Yep.
So who was this movie marketed toward?
Women in their middle ages that are having a crisis where they don't want to live with their disappointing families anymore and want to go out and find adventure in the Wild West that they've been seeking for their whole lives.
So it was horse women that this was marketed toward, not
I don't
horse
even know.
girls.
I don't even know horse women. I think it was just like women.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
want
they-
like that.
They were like,
lifestyle.
throw Robert Redford in it. Everybody wants Robert Redford.
So that was that was what we were
Secondarily,
trying to
Secondarily to that, though, there was a subset of people, and that is Monty Roberts stands. This was
Ooh,
also for
yeah.
them.
Who dat?
Yeah,
He
who is
is
Monty Roberts?
The horse whisperer IRL. He's the guy that like came up with the whole join up technique and like helped all of these horses and like does clinics, and he attracts it's like a almost a perfect circle of like middle-aged women looking for adventure, and Monty Roberts stands as just one's into horses and one's like a housewife kind of person or whatever, someone with like, you know, someone in that age bracket, I guess. So
The
those
Diane
were the
Weiss
two
of the
groups.
world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Diane Weists. So I was like constantly shocked by who was in this movie, and then Chris Cooper comes out, and then like it just felt like did everyone know at the time who all was in this movie?
The
I did.
Kate Bosworth one was the one where I was like, hey, it's her. I don't know who that is, and I had to have Jenna tell me who it was.
Do you mean, Mike? Do you mean were they all famous, or was this all of their first movie?
No, like was the movie poster just like names?
Got it.
Yeah,
Like
it
a
had to
full
have been.
poster of just names, and maybe a horse also.
I don't know. Okay. This is a wild guess because, again, I wouldn't have seen the poster since I was under 10 years old. But I feel like it was definitely Robert Redford really big, and then a horse rearing, the horse all silhouetted with a setting sun in the back. That's going to be my guess. That's my bet right
That's
now.
good.
Yeah.
It's Robert Redford, New York business lady, and a horse.
Okay.
Is Kristen Scott Thomas someone?
She was. Yeah, she was
she's
English
been in
patient.
so much.
Oh, I recognize her older.
Yeah. Also,
She came on screen, and Mike was like, "Well, that lady looks like Sarah Jessica Parker," and I was like, "Are you what?
I was wrong.
What is wrong with
Were
your
you-
eyes?" And then, like 15 minutes later, he was like, "Oh, I meant someone else." And I
Annie
was like,
Lennox.
Yeah. But I
I
kept
meant
saying
Annie
this woman
Lennox.
looks nothing like Sarah Jessica Parker, and he was like, "You're wrong. You're just wrong."
Yeah, I meant Annie Lennox the whole time, and I don't know why I kept saying Sarah Jessica Parker, but I did keep saying Sarah Jessica Parker.
Hey,
That's all true.
You know what? Hard agree on the Annie Lennox, though.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I thought who was your favorite cameo of celebrity in this movie?
Chris Cooper.
Okay. Chris Cooper's a
Because-
good one.
Yeah, there's something about Chris Cooper. Like, he's just the grumbliest person to me. Like, I enjoy his acting roles.
So mine was Don Edwards. He was like a country singer, and he played like the older dude, Smokey, in the movie, like the older cowboy. And it was just, yeah, he was like a real country western, like Americana singer for like Grammy nominations and stuff. Like he was like a big deal for people who listen to cowboy music.
Well, that sounds
And-
like... I didn't realize they were actual cameos. I thought you were just talking about who was your famous of the, like,
Well, I think,
not
I
Robert
think Chris-
Redford's in the movie. But,
Yeah.
like, yeah, I didn't realize
Everyone's
that
a
that was
cameo against Robert Redford.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
Pilgrim.
That's
My favorite is
Pilgrim's a
Diane
good
Wiest
call,
because
though.
I love Diane Wiest in everything.
Yeah, Pilgrim was great. Pilgrim was really strong in this movie.
So I have an awesome, like a genuine horse cameo Pilgrim thing here. Like I'm genuinely excited about that because the horse, when Pilgrim charged at the fence and then stopped dead, there is only one horse to grace Hollywood that has ever been able to learn the trick to run aggressively at a human and then stop on cue. And it is that horse. And I believe, if I'm remembering my facts right, it's the same horse that Julia Roberts runs away on in the wedding movie where she keeps running away.
The Runaway Bride.
Thank you. That's the one.
Here's a trivia for you all. How many horses played Pilgrim in The Horse Whisperer?
It's got to be like 6, right?
6.
2.
Gotta
I would have
be.
said like
Just
1.
2? That's impressive as
That's my
hell.
guess. I don't know if it's true.
I'm going with
I
1.
believed you wholeheartedly without any shred of doubt.
5.
Jenna? 5? Okay. 4. 4 horses.
And we were managed to miss it every way around.
Everyone
Yep,
was
every
wrong.
single
Yeah.
one
I'm
of
proud
us.
of you.
You know?
Hightower, Top Decker Special, Why Not Cash, and Sierra's Ghost.
Hell
Ooh,
yeah.
Sierra's Ghost is a great name for a horse.
Tim and Alex, I hope that you are writing these down for studying.
I'm not,
Yeah,
and
I know.
never will.
Seriously.
Never will. I know it.
Well, one day I'm gonna learn before I watch a horse movie how hard horse movie people go. Because, like I said, I was waiting for this to be like back at the turn of the century, America. You know, like that kind of
Why?
movie.
Well, we got
What?
that.
Yeah, we did get the weird like myth section.
You know,
Yeah, that's true.
horses, the
That's true.
first time they saw people, it was for eating, not for friends. And what? Like,
But I just, as soon as that truck came through, I was like, I did not sign up for this.
no.
I did not.
Crazy.
And can I have to take one step away from the movie for 1 second. And there is in Horse Girl conversation, and this is for Steph, it has become part of Horse Girl conversation when somebody tells you something that you didn't know, that immediately afterwards somebody says, the horse's eyes are blue. Especially if it's something that you just learned and it's somewhat traumatizing. So it's just become, yeah. I thought you would appreciate that.
I do love that so much. Oh, I'm just sad again.
That was the other thing. Okay, so we've been talking about the accident. We haven't talked about that they're in the hospital and they have to learn that their daughter's leg has to get amputated. And I'm like, it's just like stacking up, and it's all stacking up so fast. And I was like, I'm not ready for this movie. I am not emotionally in a place where I can watch this movie. It is too much for me.
Yeah.
And then it turns into like a romance movie.
Yeah, I
And I
think
was
that's
like-
the part I really wasn't expecting.
Yeah, you deserved the horse murder part. Like, the love story, I think, was me and Tim's redemption arc.
Yeah.
Like, that was the I'm sorry that this happened. Here's Annie Lennox falling in love on the prairie. You know?
You know what, though? I really appreciated that after 3 full hours of this movie, we were left with no resolution. Like, that honestly made me so thrilled.
It enraged me so much to go
2
and
hours
purchase
and
the book.
43 minutes, 53
Yeah.
minutes, something like that.
43
It's-
minutes because the
Oh,
remaining.
right, it was 2:49, and
the
I kept
remaining
saying
6
maybe
minutes.
we'll have 45 minutes of credits.
We didn't.
We didn't.
Yeah, this movie did keep going.
Yeah.
I was looking up the cast of this movie, and the little boy who played Joe
Uh-huh.
ended up marrying a barrel racer.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
he's a real
Yeah.
good coach.
Clearly, this little boy was a real cowboy because he was 12 and knew how to drive a pickup truck.
Oh, that's true.
They couldn't just cast a random 12-year-old. This kid, the way he was looking back behind the
Yeah.
truck as he was driving, you knew that kid was legit.
That's true. That's true.
And the
I think
best
at least-
actor in the whole dang thing.
That's what.
Honestly.
At least
Honestly, it was
3
pretty good.
times Jenna said that. He'd be like, "Excuse me, ma'am," to ScarJo and get up and leave. He's the best actor in the movie. And then when he talked to Annie Lennox, and he was like, "That's not for me to say, ma'am, but I apologize if
I
I've
did
done
anything wrong, I
Oh,
apologize.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he is Mr. Stevie Hillman.
Wow.
So Stevie Hillman, the barrel rider or barrel racer. No, she doesn't ride barrels. She races
No, that
them.
attitude.
I do. I live in a world where since we made Mike watch 8 Seconds, he's gotten incredibly into like barrel racing and rodeo, and now knows all of the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how else would I have known that? Google hates me. Otherwise, I wouldn't known what this movie was about.
You want to know what I want to see? I
do.
want to see this cast doing Twister.
Ooh,
Like the original Twister
Wow.
movie. I feel like you could recast Twister with the whole cast of this movie.
I
Heck
believe
yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, you could
know
put high powered business woman in the Helen Hunt role
Yeah.
Yep.
immediately.
Yeah.
Mine was I wanted to see the same cast, the same everything except Nick Cage as the horse whisperer. That was the one change that I wanted.
Yeah,
You
that's
know what?
really
I
good.
would believe it more.
That's really
I would
good.
say, yeah, business lady, you do want to stay in Montana.
Him and his crazy eyes making all the choices at once. Horses love that. That's one thing I've learned from these 2 movies. Is
Oh
that
my God.
horses love a ton of random choices.
When that
Yeah,
lady's
and
cell phone
prolonged eye
rang,
contact.
I
So-
nearly threw my phone at the
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah.
I
I do
was like,
want to
ma'am.
ask: is prolonged eye contact good for horses?
No.
So, what do you know about the 4-H? Mike.
The club or what they stand for?
Hard eye
think-
contact.
Yeah.
Heck of a lot of eye contact.
Okay.
Hey, make eye contact. Howdy with my eyes.
So, if you watch these videos of these 4-H competitions with the pigs, where they're directing the pigs, the level of eye contact that they give the judges the entire time is, I would say, troubling. So much so that we don't call it eye contact anymore. We call it 4-H in somebody when you give them harder. I think Alex can send you some videos.
Like the judges?
The judges, yeah.
So you stare at the judges?
And then you
Mhm.
whip this little thing around directing a pig. But you're not allowed to look at the pig or something. Like, it's unsettling and hilarious at the same time.
So is prolonged eye contact just like a cowboy thing?
That's what I'm getting from it. That's what I'm getting from it. It's like the
Huh.
Crocodile Dundee thing. Where
Yeah.
it does the little thing with the bowl or whatever.
The little
Just-
what thing?
Thank
Thank you.
This was,
Just learning so much.
Yeah.
I think okay. I think Alex might have just sent something in the chat for you to watch real quick.
Okay. These like upper British private school kids.
Also, the music choice for this
Yeah.
video is unhinged.
So yeah, that's what you say now is whenever weird eye contact is 4-H in somebody. So I
yeah,
gotta
see
assume
why.
I gotta assume that it's how you control any situation, be it with animal or human.
Yeah, it's definitely like an alpha move. Or people who believe in alphas move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I am unsettled.
Unsettled and hilarious, exactly. Like
Yeah, but are you in love with these children yet?
No. I
They'll
hate
keep
them.
staring until you are.
No.
You should just say you
I
are.
won't.
Get over it. Get through it.
I do feel bad. Like I feel like Steph brought this on herself, but I feel bad for Mike because we did attack him from all sides. We did make him watch a movie where all of the death happened right at the end and you didn't see it coming, and then we made him watch a movie where all of the death happened at the beginning and you didn't see it coming. So
Yeah, got it out of the way. I saw it coming.
Yeah, she did.
I've read Ethan Frome.
I just
She
feel
knew
like
it was
anytime
happening.
kids are on horseback and you hear, let's take a shortcut, like
Yes!
that's
Yeah.
when you know.
That's exactly what I said. They said it, and I was like, well, rip.
Yeah, literally. That's exactly how it went. My note was because like I love a mysterious shortcut, right? And so my immediate first thought was, oh, maybe this is a Black Widow AU. Nope. Because as soon as I thought that, the horse started tumbling, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh no, this is different.
Oh, yeah. I did take notes through this movie. Here are the 5 notes that I took. 1, Mike has never read Ethan Frome. 2, surely these plots are 100 years apart. ScarJo doesn't live in a time of instant coffee makers. 3, what the F? 4, wow, Diane Weist, more like Diane the Worst. That was before I knew that business lady was actually still married. 5, is the blurriness the way that horses actually see?
Yeah, can we talk about that?
Or is this
Sure.
just like an injury thing for Pilgrim?
I think this was more of an injury thing for Pilgrim because they have pretty decent vision. Even though color wise, it's not the same. They can't really see reds or anything like that. But it's not usually that. But I imagine we should allow it because he was hit by an 18-wheeler. So I feel like we should.
He hit
Yeah,
an 18.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
Punched
caught-
an 18-wheeler in the windshield.
Yeah.
yeah, he killed a man.
Yeah.
The fact that this horse was allowed to live is shocking.
It sounds to me like Pilgrim has a friend who is like me, who just walks around talking about, like, he once heard that you're supposed to punch a shark, so he just applies it to every other animal. So he's like, yeah, just punch an 18-wheeler, it's fine, they'll run away in fear. It's
Right in the
no
nose.
big deal. Yeah.
And as far as Pilgrim knows, it worked. He escaped.
That's true.
true.
He's alive. That
He's
truck's
alive.
dead.
Grace is alive.
I want to know how the legal proceedings went for that truck driver.
So in the book, because we didn't actually get clarity on this in the movie, does the truck driver die?
I believe he lives in the book. It's been a while, but I believe that he lives, and then it is like you get a lot of his like recurring guilt over this, and then like the initial blush of the situation of like, oh God, legally, what do I do, kind of a thing. So I think the lawsuit was mentioned a few. I feel like there is a lawsuit with like somebody, and then like then comes the whole logs and the driving when he shouldn't have been, all that blah blah. So I feel like that's a very big plot point in the book, which is wild because like it doesn't need to be.
It sounds like the author learned about fairy logs and was like, I want to write a book about this.
I gotta,
Yeah.
And the horses were the subplot. And then it just like got away from him.
Yeah.
There's also, from my memory, a lot more rides between Big City Lawyer and Cowboy Robert Redford out into like the woods. Like there's
Well,
there's
Alex,
a
they
lot
only
more.
had 3 hours.
Yeah.
I know,
How are they
it's not
supposed to
enough
do more than
time.
one ride?
It's a great question.
Apparently, and the person we are referring to is Annie Lennox, and Robert Redford had a lot more rides. If you know what
Heyo.
I'm saying.
One
And-
last ride.
Yeah.
That's
Mike
honestly,
called me vile for making that joke last night.
I'm pretty sure that is the
It
plot
was-
point in the book.
1000% intended. Yeah.
Yeah, it had to be. I called you vile because I thought your rope trick
Oh,
joke
that's right. That's right. I
was
said,
was a tie-up
want to see
sex-
my rope trick. And
Yeah.
he didn't remember that Robert Redford had been doing a silly little string trick the whole time.
Yeah, I thought it was like a sex thing, like, let me tie you up. And I was like, Stephanie,
I thought that
he's so old.
Mike was just pulling an alpha move and just like telling you that a joke was vile and then stealing it the next day.
I would never. How
Not
dare
unheard
you?
of.
Really quickly, will you all hold up your right hands? Okay. Tim is the only real horse person on this call right now. Every single horse person in this movie had a silver band on their right
Oh.
hand.
They sure did.
Is that a thing?
Are they married to the horses?
Is that a horse culture thing? As someone
that
who
I
is
know
outside of horse culture.
I don't know, Jenna. Is this a Western thing?
Not that I know of.
Is this a Western? Oh, that was, speaking of, the way the Big City Lawyer said that so demeaningly. What is the hierarchy there?
Between English and Western?
Oh, English people are so snobby. So snobby.
I've never ridden Western before.
Yes, because they're too posh to ride Western.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's what they're like.
The nicest thing that Alex ever did was put me on a horse with a Western saddle.
That's true. I will say, like, having only ridden Western until riding with Alex, don't be snobby about that. Like, don't pretend like it's hard. Don't pretend like it's harder. It's not. It's not harder. English is way harder. You should be a little bit snobby about your English saddle. Absolutely.
Oh, I
just eliminated the grippy bits. Really, is all
that's
that
exactly it. So, like,
I need
what
the
am I
grippy
supposed?
bits.
What am I supposed to do with my hands?
Yeah,
If I
what
want
is
an
the
English saddle,
difference?
Great question. You are supposed to have core strength enough to float them lightly above the horse and move them completely independently of the rest of your body. Great question. Tim.
I don't. So the Western saddle, I don't know about like actual differences, but I know like the one noticeable difference is that the Western saddle has a horn because you're supposed to hold the reins with one hand, and then you can have accessibility to the what I would call the handle in the front of this, and the English saddles don't have that. So if they put me on an English saddle, there was a couple times when it's like, I just have something to hold on to. Even if I don't need it, I feel better because I have something to hold on to on that.
But to be
saddle.
clear, what we did to Jenna was worse because we also put her in a total contact saddle, which has not even a cantle or a pommel or anything to hold you into place. You are just sitting basically on a strap of leather on that horse's back.
On a horse,
you have stirrups, but that's all you've got.
Yeah.
And how did that end for Jenna?
I did wind up on the ground. It was probably the best fall that anybody could have ever taken, though. Like, it was the least owie of falls because the horse knew it was happening and he just like dipped his shoulder and let me go.
Oh,
But he also is a story tall as opposed to falling off my fat little
big.
pony.
He's a very big boy.
is that why English riders wear helmets and Western riders wear cowboy hats?
Man, Western riders should be wearing helmets as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree. And is that a reason because it's easier to fall off English?
It's a how do I put this kindly?
Machismo.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's a good way to put it. It is, we're cowboys. We don't need helmets. We got big hats. And English riders are like, hey, you know that like riding horses puts you into the ER with TBIs like something like 20% more often than football players, and maybe we should fucking wear a helmet once in a while, guys.
Mm-hmm.
But also, if certain factions like dressage riders have the same thing going on where they don't wear helmets because they have to wear fancy little top hats when they show. And so it was a big deal until a few years ago if you would wear a helmet while riding dressage. So it all depends on what you do.
What if you wore a helmet and then put a top hat on it?
Delightful.
Like you
I think they
built
should.
it up, like, because the riding helmets are pretty like bowler hat like. They're pretty like low profile. You could just build that up to be a top hat, put some felt around it.
Yeah.
Little hot
should.
glue.
Yeah.
There was a rodeo rider a few years back. I say a few years. It was probably 15 years back. He had a helmet that looked like a cowboy hat.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
That's the
We
way
have
to do it.
technology. Why not use it?
They should wear helmets that look like skate helmets because skate helmets look cool.
Oh my God. For kids, they have a T-Rex one. Like a riding helmet that's kind of like a skate
Like
helmet,
with a
but
whole
T-Rex.
front face with
well, it's like
jaws?
the teeth are at the top. Like you get the top
Ooh.
jaw and then the spikes and stuff. It's very cool.
I wish I had
I've
a
thought
tiny
about
head.
buying it many times.
So I would
me too.
equate, and I don't know that this is accurate. This is just how my brain works. As a guy who is an expert in both horse riding and figure skating, meaning that I've done both like twice.
Yeah, you're a pro now.
Yeah.
Tell these women what's up, Tim.
The
I
English
can't
can't
saddle.
wait.
revisit the figure skating specifically part
Well,
of this,
Yeah.
but continue.
The English saddle is the scarier of the two saddles in much the same way that a figure skater's skates are much scarier to me than a hockey skate.
Yeah.
See, that's wrong though.
It doesn't surprise me
no.
that it's
Fears
wrong.
Are wrong. No, hockey skates are so like you have nothing to stop you.
Nothing
That's-
to catch your toe.
that's-
That's exactly right.
That's
No,
what
but, like-
scares me is that that break in the front, and because of my lack of coordination, all I have to do is turn my foot wrong.
Yeah, but
And
it
then
feels
I'm on my
so much
face.
easier to just like slip back or forth, which is scarier, I think, than tripping.
If
on a
you
hockey
have-
skate, it's like just like a little boat with nothing on either end.
If you have
Stupid.
the
Stupid
tiniest little bit of talent and coordination, which I'm assuming you do, Steph, I was born without that gene. And so, like, I just kept looking at... So I used the hockey skates when I took my skating lessons. And I mean, it didn't matter. Like, I failed as bad as I probably would have with the figure skates, but that was I just looked at them and I was like, that spells my doom.
So
That's
it's
for
really
people
funny
who
that
know
you
what
bring
they're
that up
doing.
because this movie inspired me to get back on the ice for the first time in like 2 years.
Oh, yeah?
Today. So I went skating today. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
It was
Okay.
really the scene where she was sitting in her bedroom watching videos of herself as a child and thinking that she has no worth now. That's really what got me.
Yeah, the whole time she's watching that scene, I'm watching her, and I'm like, "Oh no, this is gonna be bad." I still don't know what I did to deserve all this. Like,
Steph,
Yeah.
next time you're down here for Dragon Con, if you could carve out 2 hours. Me and Alex have been talking forever because Alex is a former hockey player. She's been going to teach me how to
I guess
ice
that makes
skate.
sense because
Canadian.
Canada.
Yeah, Canada. So if you
So
could,
she had
if you
two
could,
choices.
if you could carve out a couple hours to come teach me how to ice skate, I would definitely appreciate it.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
I'll learn how to use this toe pick.
Okay. Yeah, we can do like 2 hours. We can do like an hour on figure skates and an hour on hockey skates and see how you do.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Heathens
see,
with no
we'll
stop on
count-
either end.
We'll count my
The stop's
bruises
on the
after each
side.
one.
Well, yeah, we still like I know that. But I'm just saying for new people, like a figure skate stops at the end and stops at the front. So like you can't like rock back and forth and like whoop.
All I can think about is like if you turn the brakes up too hard on the front on a bicycle.
Yeah, that's my fear. Is
Yeah,
that I go to
that's-
take off and I push and I hit 2 of the 4 little spiky doodads
Yep.
and I just somersault at Mach 10.
Oh no,
across
you
the
just
ring.
run.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for that.
No, me neither. I'm with y'all. Hockey skates to me make sense.
Yeah.
The betrayal. Wow, this is payback.
You could
for-
probably T-stop on both, I'm sure.
You absolutely can.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
That's the first stop they teach you.
That's all you need.
Speaking of needs, this kid needs to learn like how to accept no is my like biggest take from Scarlett Johansson. She's so entitled at the beginning of this movie. I want to see my horse. Like we're in the city. Like it's a lot to get all the way out to wherever this horse is, right? And then they load her in the car, like they drive her all the way out there. She sees the horse. She demands from the horse doctor, like who, by the way, really like nobody says thank you to that woman the entire movie, and she does so much for these people. Not once is she thanked for her service or like the work that she does. She's knocked in a puddle in the middle of the winter. Nobody cares. She looks at this woman and says, "Open the cage to my murder horse."
But listen, this kid's been through a lot, and she is expected to learn how to walk with a prosthetic leg in like a freaking week.
Also
The
in the 90s.
expectations of like on this child, the fact that like she thinks she's not doing well enough because she's not smoothly walking in 2 days. The horse's face is still bleeding when
Yeah.
they get to Montana, and she's already learned how to walk without her crutch.
No,
Like,
I'm not saying it's
what
not.
the, she's busting her butt, and you're over here judging her for wanting to see the horse that saved her life.
I'm not saying it's her fault for being entitled. I'm just saying she's entitled. Clearly, she learned it from her mother, who cannot take no for an answer.
Her mother's
and
not even
drives
around. Her mom
2,500
lives
miles
in New York City. What does she expect?
to
Of course she
nowhere.
expects they're going to drive anywhere. Her mom drives back and forth for her non-existent marriage, but still a marriage in the eyes of God.
God's country. That's where she drives to, the middle of nowhere, because she refuses to accept no from a man who just doesn't want to deal with her. He knows from the beginning that it's trouble.
Are you talking about Sam Neill?
No,
Oh.
I'm talking about Robert Redford,
Oh.
the hero of this movie, who somehow stares down Annie Lennox.
4 H's.
Can I
Yeah.
can I admit something to all of you right now?
Please do.
Please.
It's that I think Mike might be talking to me, because I did just send a series of texts mere hours ago where I said, if I was the girl and my mom was staying with my horse for like 3 days at a ranch, I'd be like, what the fuck, Mom? Get my horse home now. What are you doing? And then if my dad had said, take your time, I'd be like, no, Dad. Bring the horse home. What are you doing? So I feel like maybe I'm the entitled asshole child
No.
of the movie.
Alex, you're beautiful and perfect. I'm on your side.
Yeah, Alex, it's your mom's fault.
Dude,
Probably true.
the other series of text message she sent was, what kind of crazy asshole would pick Robert Redford over Sam Neill?
That's
Yes.
what
Yeah.
I said.
But- okay,
Thank you.
Listen, I'm torn though, because I love them
No.
both so much.
No. No,
Wrong.
Jenna.
I
my
did.
angel.
I did make a lot of they do travel in herds when Sam Neill came out to the cowboy ranch and saw
Yeah.
the cowboys working together.
Listen,
They
Sam
straight up
Neill
did a
just-
shot of his face reacting that I was like, this is just Jurassic Park
Yeah.
part
Yes.
2.
Yeah,
He's
they just reused.
perfect. And like, talk about a good man. She's like, I don't want
Honestly.
you to come with us, and he's like, yeah, I get it. But like, what if you put our daughter's wants first for once?
Ever.
And business lady's like, nah,
No, I'm good.
I'm gonna go sit at a lighthouse for 7 hours.
Honestly, that part wasn't even a big deal. That's just normal. That's what your
That's-
mom does when she's
That's called
tired of dealing with
parenting.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Jenna.
Sometimes you
Okay,
have
but
to
they
go sit
didn't
at
have
a
to-
monument or lighthouse and not strangle your child.
Okay, but they didn't have to leave the horse on the trailer the whole freaking
Right.
time. They shouldn't have been
That's
traveling
true.
that far.
That's fair and true.
What about this woman? What about this woman tells you, Alex, that she cares about anything other than herself?
I just wish she cared about the horse a little bit more.
All right, I do. God, I want to talk about the end of the actual book so bad.
Yeah, what
Wait,
happened?
you've read the
happens?
book?
Yeah,
Tim,
I
you
have.
can plug your ears.
Yeah, Tim, don't listen.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
not listening.
This isn't for you. This is for me and Steph. Okay, Jenna, it's just us now.
Okay, so in the book, they are having an affair, right?
The
an
whole
actual
time?
Affair. I mean, the whole time that she's there, pretty much. And then Grace finds out about it, so she takes Pilgrim and rides off with him, and finds like a wild herd of Mustangs, and Robert Redford's character rides off after her to try and save her, right? And ends up getting trampled to death.
What?
Yes. To
Oh
death.
God, I wish they ended the movie like that.
I know.
Honestly.
Hold on, it gets better. Grace gets back and everything, like they leave the country.
Tim, stop laughing. You're not supposed to be listening.
No,
You don't know
okay.
what's going on. They leave the countryside and then they go back to New York where she's still with her husband. Turns out she's pregnant, has a baby. Baby has
Horses.
blue eyes.
Oh,
Has the
has
dude's
horse
blue
face.
eyes.
Oh shit! The
Oh.
baby has blue
Horse
eyes.
has
That means
blue
it's
eyes.
blind.
The baby's born
That
with
means
blue eyes.
it's
The baby died.
Oh no!
the baby has blue.
Oh Jesus! That's a lot more aggressive a story
Oh,
than
no.
what we got at the end. We get
Tim,
this
you didn't hear any of
ambiguous.
that. Come on.
No.
Yeah, Tim.
I'm still reading it. It's not going to slow me down.
Oh my God.
Why would
It would have been so much worth the 3 hours, so much more worth the 3 hour investment if that's how this movie ended. Oh, I would have loved this movie if that's how it ended.
I can't. What? So this lady takes her daughter out to the middle of nowhere, gets a man murdered, and then drives back home and just like leaves this ranch in shambles.
Yeah.
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 And then has his blue-eyed baby.
Uh-huh.
And then probably we never got a sequel, but I have to imagine once the baby is of age, sues them to get all of their ranch property and takes
Oh,
over.
man, I bet. That would be
Sure.
great.
As
Yeah.
the rightful. Yeah.
Joe's just sitting there like, yes, ma'am. I understand.
If that's what you got to do.
If that's what you got to do, I understand.
Okay. So obviously this book is going to be a future episode of Horse Girl, so we have to stop talking about it right now. So we have to go into horse news.
Even though I just
I have
absolutely
to cut it off
every part
right
of it.
now. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm still reading it. It's still
Yeah.
happening because I got to know. I demand answers.
Oh, I had one more note when Sam Neill shows up. My note just says, "Uh-oh, Daddy's home," and that's the whole. That's the whole.
All right. Hit me with your horse news.
Bum, ba-dum.
I'm cutting that and I'm keeping it forever for every episode
Yeah,
from here on.
forever.
Yeah, put it in.
That's going
Yep.
right in the board so I can click it every time. So I have great horse news. So Weatherbeta and Valley Vet, which is a blanket production company, Weatherbeta, Valley Vet is an online horse supply company, have joined forces with A Home for Every Horse to launch a new program called Blankets for Bales, which is anytime from October 4th to January 3rd, 2025. If you buy specific blankets and sheets for your horses, they donate to a horse rescue called A Home for Every Horse. So they will provide them hay and nourishment and care and money and all that stuff. So, yeah,
I love
don't know.
that. Good for them.
Go buy a blanket.
I'm
Okay.
going to go buy a blanket.
Yeah, seriously, I'm going to do it too.
Do they make tiny blankets?
I mean, it's horse blankets, so I imagine they do make tiny horse blankets.
What's the
for
smallest
small
horse?
horses.
Is it like a 60-pound pit
Ooh.
bull, roughly, let's say?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Weatherbeta might actually make dog, like they do. I don't know if they make them in the brands that will donate for it, but they do
Okay.
make dog coats as well. But yeah, like a Shetland size or a full size would certainly fit a dog.
Okay.
So
You'll have to let us know what the brands are because we would love to help horses and also put a little blankie on our dog.
yeah.
Yeah, here I will paste it directly here. But it is the Weatherbeta Comfitech Essential or Classic Turnout purchased from weatherbeta.com or
Lightweight
Valley
turnout.
Vet.
Amazing.
So in my own personal horse news, I was hoping that these were very small blankets because
Oh, I see.
this past weekend I was in Las Vegas and I went to the Sigma Derby machine.
And you fell in love with a horse racer making prolonged eye contact with you?
Yeah, number 5. They were the slowest racer to bet on every single time. The odds were terrible, and I love that horse. Outside lane horse forever.
I'm going to get you because they do make tiny horse tack for like Breyer horses. I am absolutely going to get you a tiny horse blanket and send it to you because this tiny horse deserves one.
I don't know what this is. Sigma horse? What is?
Oh, Sigma Derby? Yeah, so
Yeah.
Sigma Derby was a old horse racing betting game at casinos. And there's like 3 of them left in the States. And one of them is in Las Vegas. And you like use real quarters and it's got these like old-timey machine horses that like wobble back and forth across the race
Oh,
course.
this is great.
And they're completely randomized, and you hope to win a bunch of quarters off them, and you convince a bunch of strangers to yell at the machine as these little tiny plastic horses bounce around inside the little track.
This sounds like it's so much fun.
It is the highlight of every trip to Vegas for me, is going up into these smoky, weird casinos and finding weird games. This is the best one. I was so excited to come on Horse Girls this week to talk about Sigma Derby.
That's fantastic.
What other horse news is there?
You only get
No.
one. You
only
get one horse snooze per trip on Horse
Also,
Girls.
every other one was real bad.
That's
so
what
thought,
I kept waiting for the
we should
turn.
Stop there.
I was like, that was really good horse news, and it doesn't fit what you normally give us or the theme of
Right.
the
No,
movies.
when there's
and
guests
stuff.
on, I behave.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not true,
But this
because when I was on last time, you gave also sad horse news. That's why I thought this was...
Did I say that there was a sad one too, and then I wasn't going to tell you, but then you guys said, "Come on, tell us."
That's probably what happened. Yeah, we probably goaded you into it.
Maybe that's why I
Well-
thought there's more than one horse news.
I
Yeah,
could
we're not
give you
gonna.
sad horse news.
No,
That's
we're
the
not gonna
good
do it.
one.
We're gonna go straight to a quiz. We're gonna leave
Leave
on a
it
high
good.
note. Yeah. Okay. Are you all ready for a quiz?
Oh God,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm so excited for this. So as
I
we
remember
did watch
Mike.
the movie,
Mike did really well last time.
he
right?
did. He
Like,
did really
yeah.
well.
Okay.
So as this is, we did watch a movie. This will be media trivia.
Okay.
Huzzah. Alex, I'm sorry. And piece of
Thank you.
media number 1 is a 1995 American crime thriller film directed by Arne Glimcher, starring Sean Connery and Lawrence Fishburne.
Hunt for Red October.
No.
Is that the only
A horse
Sean-
for Red October.
Is it Just Cause?
It is Just Cause.
Okay. I knew
Holy
that.
Nice.
heck.
Good
Good
work,
job.
Tim.
Good job, Tim. That was the only Sean Connery movie I could think of that
I was
wasn't
worried.
James Bond.
Okay, but I would have gotten that one real good because then it would have been Sam Neill was the through line because Sam Neill was in the Hunt for Red October.
Mm-hmm.
What? I'm so clever.
Yeah, you meant that.
I'm so good.
I don't remember who was in Just Cause, so I don't know the through
Sean
line.
Connery.
Yeah.
All right. Are
All
you
right.
guys ready for number 2?
Yes.
Number 2 is a 1997 American family comedy film directed by Raja Gosnell in his directorial debut, written and co-produced by John Hughes, and starring Alex D. Linz and Haviland Morris.
Beethoven.
Go on. Is it?
1997. Family comedy, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, does it have a horse in it? Is that that's the point, right?
No. It's an actor from the movie. It's like one actor from the movie, and it's like that one person's movies, and we have to try and figure out who the through line is.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Airbud?
No.
Oh, Airbud's a good guess.
Is it a movie with Diane Wiest in it?
Nice try.
She's my
sneaky.
through line. I don't care what it is. She's my through line.
Stuart Little.
Let's see, what movies has she been in? The 10th Kingdom.
I don't remember what
No.
came out in 97. Like, I don't...
It was the year before The Horse Whisperer came out. So
Do we get
that
another
should
hint?
help.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Let's get
We
another.
This film received mixed to negative reviews, with critics praising Linz's performance, but criticizing the film's departure from previous installments, including its themes and cast.
Is it National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation?
Honey, we
Nope.
shrunk ourselves.
Oh, that's
No.
a good one.
Honey, we blew up the kids.
No.
Home Alone?
3.
Yeah, Home Alone
Oh, wow. Yep.
Split points.
Split points.
No, I just said enough. Don't give me any points for that.
No, we're doing split points. Absolutely.
3. Okay.
All right. Are you guys ready for number, what is this?
3.
3.
3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Number 3 is a 2002 monster comedy horror film directed by Ellery Elkayem and starring David Arquette.
Scream?
No.
Monsters, Inc.?
No.
Monsters Ball.
Ready to Rumble?
No.
Hotel Transylvania.
No.
Hotel
Real
California.
Monsters.
Our Real Monsters was a cartoon. But not
I'm
a
just going
movie.
with monsters as the theme. Listen, I don't know the answer. This is going to
I don't
shock
know
you.
any
I don't know the
movies.
answer. Same.
Hold on, was David Arquette in a vampire movie?
Ooh. I don't remember. But
Ready
that's a
to
good
I really
show.
thought you had something.
No.
What horror
Because he
movies?
was not in Dust Till
The
Dawn.
Worst
but-
Witch.
No, but aw.
Halloween Town. I'm just naming movies I think Diane Wiest could have been in.
What's clue number 2?
Yeah, let's have another one.
The plot follows small creatures that are exposed to mutagenic toxic waste, causing them to grow to colossal sizes and attack a
Ninja
small
Turtles?
American mining town. No,
Okay, it's like Tremors. But it's not Tremors.
but it's not Tremors. One might say it is, in
Chuds?
fact, not Tremors at all. No.
Critters?
No.
Oh. Critters is a
Ghoulies.
good guess, though.
Is it Ghoulies?
No.
Is it an Alaskan bullworm?
No.
Clue 3?
We can go into some plot.
Yeah.
On a highway outside of the quiet mining town of Prosperity, Arizona, a truck driver swerves to avoid a rabbit, causing a barrel of toxic waste to land in a pond. Crickets that feed from the pond are collected by an exotic creature owner.
Swarm?
No,
Oh.
Joshua Taft.
This could be one of 50 movies that happened in the 90s.
Yeah, yeah.
Except it happened in 2002. You're right.
I thought for a second when you said truck, it was going to be Evolution, but that
Evolution,
wasn't.
yeah.
So
Mhm.
I would say that it is in a similar vein to Evolution.
Well, that doesn't help me because I only know Evolution.
Oh no.
Did they remake They?
No. Well, I mean,
them?
I think they did, but
Them, I think it was.
Prosperity sounds so familiar.
Yeah, well, it's because it's so close to Perfection for me. Perfection was the town in Tremors.
Oh. So is it like a Scream version of all those alien movies or all those monster movies? Like a spoof?
no, it's not a spoof. Well, I mean, ugh.
Oh.
It is a
It's not
comedy
like
horror,
a-
so
Yeah, it's not like Scary Movie.
That's what I meant.
No.
Scary movie.
No.
Not Scream.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And it's not the Swarm.
no.
I
But
got
it's-
nothing
it's-
on this one.
Giant
Big
bugs.
crickets.
Yeah, big crickets.
Oh no, crickets! Oh no, crickets! They're so big.
So it's not the crickets that are big.
Oh,
They feed the crickets to something, and those things
Hey,
get
Locust, where you been?
They feed the crickets to snakes.
snakes. Anaconda.
No,
No.
different. That's Betty White.
Sleepy.
No, that was
Pond.
Lake Placid was Betty White.
Oh,
That's
you're right.
the one I was looking
Yeah.
for too.
Yeah.
Crap.
She was amazing in Lake Placid, by the
She
way.
was so good.
Yeah. Is it snakes? Is that right?
It's not snakes.
It's not snakes.
Is it
okay.
bears?
Bears don't eat.
It's not
Crickets?
bears.
No, you don't know that. I'm sure they have.
They eat bugs.
Yeah. Gosh, Mike.
Is it frogs?
It's not frogs.
Toads?
Is it tarantulas? I know tarantulas eat crickets.
Oh, I bet it is something like tarantulas.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not.
Spiders.
It's not tarantulas.
Okay. The
It's not
movie
a
is called.
Kestrels.
Arachnophobia.
Oh.
It's not arachnophobia.
Oh.
That was not funny.
Ooh, spiders.
Yeah, but I bet it is something like ooze spiders, like
Legs.
legs.
8 of
Oh,
them.
Eight-legged freaks.
Yes, Tim.
That's
a
what it was.
movie?
It was eight-legged freaks. Oh man.
Wow. I don't know any movies.
Same.
Yeah. Except you
Tim,
keep
you're
feeding
doing
me all the
something.
answers, Steph.
Oh my gosh. Legs. 8 of them.
Right? Incredible.
No matter how bad you're doing, Mike hasn't had to explain one of the clues through just weird context that you've screwed up every which way this time. So you're doing way better than me.
Was that Conan Tarantino? Is that what you're referencing?
Yes. Oh my god.
Close enough.
So good. Are you guys ready for number 4?
Yeah.
like how Alex is just like holding her face and shaking her head at this point. Like she'll never be ready for another one.
No.
All right. Number 4 is a 2006 American neo-noir crime thriller film directed by Brian De Palma and written by Josh Friedman, based on the 1987 novel of the same name by James Elroy.
Gattaca?
No.
Punisher.
No.
Has anyone figured out who the actor is yet?
No.
I mean, besides me.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
You got to be right.
She screams, I want to be in a Spiders movie. So
Okay, no, give me another clue on this one.
just Tim. Just give Tim another.
Yeah,
just
only
All right,
Tim.
everybody else.
Everybody else
yours.
quiet.
This movie and the book are inspired by the widely sensationalized murder of Elizabeth Short.
The Black Dahlia murders. Black Dahlia.
Dang it.
It is the
I was
Black
also-
Dahlia.
yeah.
But then I was doubting the victim's name.
I
Listen,
recognize
I know
that
I-
name because I've listened to a podcast on that. But
I know I've
wasn't
seen the Black
expecting it.
Dahlia.
Mm-hmm.
There's a band called the Black
Very
Dahlia
good.
Murder that
Is
I know
Diane
about.
Weiss in it?
Yeah.
She is
Oh.
in the band.
Yes. We did
She
it.
sings.
We did it.
Oh, shit.
All right. I mean,
Let's-
Tim, you're kind of killing this one, but are you ready for number 5, guys?
Apparently,
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of whoever this person is.
Apparently
that I
you
can't
are.
identify.
Waste.
I think that someone else might get this one, if I'm being
Okay.
completely honest. Because I think,
Okay.
yeah, we'll go with that.
Mike. You can just say Mike.
All right, number 5 is a 2011 American biographical comedy drama film, loosely based on the 2008 memoir of the same name by Benjamin Mee.
The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
It's the same place I went, Steph. Immediately. I'm like, oh man, that guy was real?
No idea.
Yeah, no, you're gonna have to give me
Hang
more
on.
than that.
I'm so sorry. I'm getting lost in the first part. I know you said some sort of like autobiography kind of thing. Did you say comedy as well, or am I making that part
No,
up?
that was
It
there.
is a comedy, yeah,
Okay, cool.
supposedly.
Okay, yeah.
And it was about who?
Benjamin
Mee.
Okay,
Yeah,
I don't
there's
know
a-
who that is.
Makes
Ugh.
great paint.
Who's on first? Waiting to happen there. Yeah, give me another clue.
All right. Benjamin Mee has been grieving the loss of his wife, Catherine, for several months.
Comedy.
When his 14-year-old son, Dylan, is expelled from school, Benjamin realizes that the family's current situation is not working. They are all
Casper.
grieving and No.
They're all grieving, and
And everything around them reminds them of Catherine. Benjamin decides to make a fresh start, starting with a new home.
Beetlejuice.
We bought a zoo.
It is We Bought a Zoo.
We bought a zoo.
Fuck yeah.
Oh my
Amazing.
goodness.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Who is the actor?
Does anybody know?
Oh, wait. Yeah. Is it Scarlett Johansson?
It is Scarlett Johansson.
She's in We Bought a Zoo.
Yeah.
I had no idea she was in all of those movies.
What an insane career that was.
So
Yeah.
okay, so
No.
that we had this conversation. I was like, the Horse Whisperer had to have made a ton of money, and then I was like, she has to be the highest grossing like female actor of all time, right? And we looked it up, and she absolutely is, of course, obviously.
she?
But the rest of that list, bonkers.
Yeah.
Like some of those names. Third is Helena Bonham Carter.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It does after you think about it, but man, I wouldn't have said it. Like I wouldn't have guessed
Right.
it, you know. But then you think about the
Yeah.
movies she's in, and you're like, oh yeah, I guess that does track.
Wow. I'm so bad at that game.
Yeah, me too. That one was bad.
Same.
Good job,
That
Tim.
one
Do
was
you want to
Tim's
tally
jam.
up the scores, Jenna? Give us all those points.
3.5 points, Tim.
And
0.5 points, Steph.
let's go.
Hey, second place. Oh, third place.
I'm in third place. I'm not last. Not last. Not last. Not last.
Yeah, that was me. I'm the grand loser. No one's gonna want me like this.
Oh my
You know
god!
who's-
When
Oh
she
my
said that,
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
what a horrible.
Yeah.
Black Widow thing I've ever heard.
Also, like, what a horrible indictment on, like, well, your only value as a woman is to be
Yeah.
wanted. Like,
Yeah.
you're
Right.
a child. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know who's
Hated that.
always going to be wanted? Alex? Alex, this is for you.
What?
This is my segue. I'm leading
Sorry,
into
what?
something. You know who's
Sorry,
always going to
what?
be wanted? Oh, God damn it. She's
Sorry, what?
Shorzying me. Just say the metal horses.
Fine, I guess I can say the metal horses. We have ours, Moose Jaw McGraw, Big Thick Martingale, and Beta Ray Philly. And then we have other people's metal horses in the barn who just got there of their own accord, no sort of traumatic truck situation needed. And that's Hot Lava SpaghettiOs from Nate, Iron Meriden from Philip D. Keating, who's Stevie Lake's boyfriend, Dale Donuts III from Steve, who I've never doxed, not once, don't ever accuse me of that, Dimebag from Matt, who I've met one time, Marital Combat from Metastrophe, who always gets a metal name because his name is Metastrophe and that's metal as fuck. Glue Factory from Bean, who doesn't get a metal name, he just gets that. Pony Hawk from Olivia, who's metal as fuck. I know because I've read the email, I've seen her horse, and it's true. The second L from Lost Imee, who is my mortal enemy, as declared on Doodle Crew last night, and I will forever stand by this. We are mortal enemies. Congratulations. And Ronnie from Scott.
Good
Those are
metal horses.
Hey, Alex. Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh.
I've got business to
thanks.
attend to. I've got business to
What?
attend to before we move on. Hey, Mike and Steph, thanks for coming and hanging out with us. This is a
Thanks for
ton of
having
fun,
us.
and I just adore how awful by awful I mean traumatic the media is that we end up doing with y'all. Y'all are
Yep.
the best.
Who picked this?
I don't think we need to talk about it.
Whose fault
Oh,
was
Tim.
this?
Oh, this was mine.
Tim? I
Yeah.
will never forgive you.
I honestly thought I was giving you like an easy out. I had no idea.
Wow.
No idea. But where can people find the stuff that y'all are doing?
Come to Austin, Texas, and see us perform with Walking Shadow Shakespeare Project, a nonprofit Shakespeare company here in Austin, Texas. Alternately, follow us on the internet at WS Shakes on Instagram, where we will share pictures of what we do. If you like soccer, that's good for you because we have a podcast that is all about the boys. It is called Swoon Tower Soccer, and it focuses on the important stuff in sports. Who might be best friends? Who wears the cutest clothes? Find that everywhere you get podcasts. Swoon Tower Soccer.
Except you have to search Moon Tower Soccer because we don't have our own identity.
But you can find it if you search it anyway because most of the algorithms are pretty good.
And this brings our podcast to an end. You all know exactly what I'm going to say next, audience. We all know it. I'm going to say similarly to the way that the truck ended. We all knew how this was going to happen, you guys. We all knew it. That girl and her horse. Thank you for listening to Horse Girls. If you want to know when new episodes are posted or share your observations of this positively academic podcast, follow us on Facebook at Horse Girls Podcast, Twitter and Instagram at Horse Girls Cast. And if you want to buy some radical shirts and things, visit duckduckjenna.com, America's most beloved search engine, to search for one thing, Horse Girls merch. Want to take your relationship to the next level, much like in this movie where we just stare at you in the eyes for a very long time until you love us? Go to horsegirls.club or patreon.com/horsegirls, where you have a veritable plethora of things to offer you, like content, but more importantly, horses in the barn. You can also do singlethoughtconnection.com, THOT, my favorite URL. If you want to find us on other podcasts, you can. If you like TTRPGs, check out Dungeons and Draken Beams, Late Starters, and Dragon Knight Adventure Friends. Night without a K, it's with an N. It's like, dark stars, blah, 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 the whole moon, etc. Don't put a K there. That's not a good time. If you like Animorphs, check out Animorphs Anonymous. Surprise! We also do Surprise Sack Book Club. If you were Twitched by Jenna, check out twitch.tv/JennaChill with one singular L. And if you put a second L in there, I will have to send a cowboy to your home to stare you in the eyes until you understand that the second L doesn't go in Jenna Chill. There's only one singular L. Then I'll take the other L and we'll lasso it and drag it behind a horse until it's gone forever. If you, like me, can't get enough of Tim's beautiful voice, he's voice acted on such podcasts as The Way We Haunt Now. And if you think our episode art is hella cute, that's because it is. And it was created by Casey D, who writes and illustrates a webcomic called B-Side You, which you can read for free at bsideyoucomic.com. May the nuts ever stick to your roof.